In this video we're going to look at updating your bundle, and this is for those who have already created ebundles and need to produce a further one in the same case for the next hearing, for example. There are many different ways of doing this, each suited to different ways that you've produced your bundle in the first place. But in this video I'm going to show you what it looks like to produce a complete rebuild of your bundle when you started with individual documents in the first place. You can use any of the versions of updating the bundle, and different methods work better for different people. But this I've found is a fairly quick way of producing an update, or you can produce a core bundle using a variation of this method, and I'll show you that in a separate video, when you started with individual documents and then put them together to form a bundle. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to duplicate your previous working documents, so that if things go wrong you can always go back to your original working position. The first thing to do is to select all of the folders you used to create your last bundle, and then you want to duplicate them. There we are, you've now got a copy of each of those files. If you leave them selected and create a new folder with those 5 items, you'll see that it's moved all of them neatly in one step into a new folder. And let's call this backup and set out what it is, which is the bundle for the hearing on. And I'd suggest you put in there the date of whatever the hearing was originally listed that you prepared your first bundle for. That way you now have a copy that you can go back to if things go wrong when you're trying to produce your updated bundle. I've stretched the window so that everything appears on one screen, and what I've done is I've dropped down each of the little arrows so we can see what's inside our working folders. And the first thing we need to do is get rid of the old sections that we'd built just by moving them to the bin. So we select the old section A, the old section B, and the old section C. And this way we're getting rid of documents we don't need because they're all saved in our backup. What we're left with are the documents that are going to go into the new section as they stood before. We don't need the old court bundle or the old index. Again, they're backed up in that original folder. Now we've got the documents that were in the old bundle. Let's sort out our updates, and so far we've got them all in one folder, just as they came in from the other side. And as you can see, we're working on copy documents. It's always a good idea to work on duplicates of your documents when you're building the bundle, not using your originals, again in case something goes wrong. But let's get organised, and we'll select everything we want for section A. So click the first one, hold down Command, select the rest of them, create the folder with those selections and call it section A. Same for section B, there's all the orders, new folder with selection, and that's section B. And we're going to do the same thing for section C. Now in reality, what you'd probably do is have an updates folder, and as documents came in during the course of time between the two hearings, you'd start dropping them into the updates folder and the right sections so that you're ready to build your new bundle as you go. And just as we did when we built our bundle the first time, the next step is to rename each of the documents into what you want them to appear in the bookmark tree. So it's going to be the case summary for the next hearing, which is the 4th of May. This is the father's position statement for that same hearing, and on we go, naming each document as we take them step by step. Again, you could have done this as you were building your updates folder between the two hearings. It all depends on your workflow. I recommend that dates are used as much as possible because it does help you identify the documents as your bundle gets bigger and is much easier to manage. So we'll do that for each of the sections, and you'll see that in section B these are orders all from the last hearing, which in this example was the 23rd of March. The purpose of getting ourselves organised like this is that then we're able to move our updates happily into the old bundle folders as we had before, and build up all the documents we want in each section before we start pulling the bundle together in its final style. And for this, the last document, there we are, we'll just get the mother's statement dated and named sensibly. for the bundle. And then we've got all our updates ready to process. If we switch back to our bundle folder and we drag in our updates, you now see we're well organised and ready to start building what we need in the new bundle. But section A is an odd one because it should only contain the documents that are the preliminary documents relevant to that hearing. So let's go down and double check that none of these, when we look at their names, are relevant. No, they were all prepared for the last hearing and aren't needed anymore. So let's delete them and move them to the bin. And then we'll replace them with the new documents for section A. So click the first one, hold down Shift, click the last one and drag into section A. And then we can do the same for section B, and we'll do the same for section C. So you click on the first document, Shift, click on the last document and drag into section C. And what you'll see is we've not been deleting anything from section B and C because we don't want to interfere with the pagination once we redo it and build the fresh bundle, because people will have used the old pagination in section B and C to build their cross-references in the documents that have been added to section A. So it's only section A we're allowing to change any page numbers because they're preliminary documents. This is very important because there's nothing more frustrating to the court or advocates than page numbers changing all the time in documents that they will be cross-referencing, so pleadings, police disclosure, statements, medical disclosure, etc. Let's open Adobe DC Pro and build our section A just like we did before by going into Combine Files, Add Folders, navigate to the right folder, select section A and then choose it. Now what you'll see here is we made a mistake by not sorting out the name of the chronology, but we can fix that now by editing the bookmark for the file by right-clicking on the file and then selecting Edit Bookmark for File and just calling it chronology. And that way we've fixed that error. Let's use the move up and move down buttons to get these into the right order for section A. And once we've done that and checked we're happy, we select Combine Files just like we did before, and Adobe is busily converting all of those Word documents into one PDF that it can then edit and use just as we did before when we built the bundle originally. So there's our new section A. You can see all the documents there one after the other, but no page numbers. Because we've got to do exactly what we did before and build our new page numbers. These were Word documents, so they don't need optical character recognition because the computer can already read them. So we go into the Edit function, we then add a footer and we put in A1, B1, etc., just like we did before by doing A and then insert page number. There we go. If you need to deal with that in slower time, do go back and look at the how to build your bundle file, and that video shows you what to do. Now what we've got there is a index that is bookmarked just as it was before, and we can save section A just as we did when we built our bundle originally. So let's go to File, Save As, and then we navigate to where we want to save this file, which is in the same place as we've been building our bundle documents. It's going to go into section A because it's our section A PDF, and we're going to call it section A because that's what we want the bookmark to look like. And there we are, that's now section A done. Section B we do in the same way, becomes quite repetitive and easy after a while, so Combine Files, Add Folders, select section B, choose that, and then we need to check we're in the right order. What's very important is to match the old files to the old order that they were in the last index, because that way they will keep their same pagination as before. They're the exact same file, they've got the same number of pages, so they're going to paginate the same way. The new documents we just put into the right order for the new documents, and then we're ready to combine. Now this set is a couple of machine-readable PDFs already, and we've got a whole load of Word documents, so just like normal, Adobe gets to work converting it all into a PDF and combining it into one file for us like it's done now. Now you'll remember that the computer readable version of the C100 that you can download has these subsections, so just select them from the bookmark tree to get rid of them, like we did when we built the original document together in the bundle in the first example video. And there we have a bookmark tree that's working in this video. Because all of these documents are already machine readable, you don't need to OCR them, but if any were scanned and weren't machine readable, you would firstly scan an OCR just like you did before. But in we go, we add our header and footer in the Edit PDF tab. This is section B, so we type B, then we insert the page number. We're doing the whole section starting from page 1, so we don't need to change any of our settings, and off we go. Let's add our page numbers, and there you see they're in the bottom right hand corner, just like they were when we built our original bundle. And if you went to any of the bookmarks in the tree, you'd be able to see that the starting pages and the ending pages, for that matter, of each of those documents match what they did in the index before. We can now save section B, and that goes into the section B folder, just like it did when we built the bundle originally, because that's all we're doing now, is following all the same steps we did when we built the bundle originally. I'm not going to show you doing section C, but we've done exactly the same as we did for the other sections. And now we're ready to put everything together into our bundle. So we go to File, Add Files, and then you'll see I've produced the index manually, just like you would do normally, saved it as a PDF. So that's the first thing to go in. Select that, hold down Command, and then you're going to pick up in order the other sections, section A, section B, and section C, because that's going to save you having to order them here. Combine them, and now what you have when you open your bookmark tree is everything just as you would have done when we built the original bundle, but this one has got all the updated documents in as well. So the very last thing we need to do is go into the Organize Pages tab, and we need to put the electronic page numbers on. So let's scroll up to the top, pick up all of section A by clicking on the first page of section A, holding down Shift and clicking on the last page. It's then just like we did before, we add page labels, section A, here we are, select all of section B, click on the first one, and then the last page as well while holding down Shift in between. And then you've got all of section B. Again, it's more page labels. This is section B, click OK, they've got their labels. Section C, do exactly the same. And then our bundle, by the time we're finished with this, has got electronic page numbers, typed page numbers, a bookmark tree, and all of our updated documents are in exactly where they belong. And this is one way of updating your bundle. We'll just save it like we would do before with the Save As option, and save it in the folder that relates to that bundle, and we can call it Court Bundle. But this is now a fully functioning, updated Court Bundle working from first principles and from all your original documents again. I hope that's been helpful and shows you one way of updating the bundle. In other videos we're going to look at other ways that can be done, depending on how you've been building your bundle generally.